Hello everyone and welcome to Elder Kings 2, the mod that our next roleplay series, the Ayleid Restoration, will take place in. This isn't a gameplay episode just yet. You can think of this more as our prologue. We're going to set the stage, talk about the world, who the Ayleids were, the current state of Tamriel, and then meet the character we'll be playing. For anyone new to it, Elder Kings 2 is a total conversion mod for CK3 that brings the Elder Scrolls universe into Paradox's grand strategy sandbox. Instead of medieval Europe, we'll be ruling over Tamriel, complete with magic, Daedra, ancient ruins, and all the politics and faith you'd expect from the Elder Scrolls world. My goal with this video is to make episode 1 a lot more approachable to people who don't know that much about the lore. They can at least have some sense of background so that when we start episode 1, you're not just completely lost. But at the same time, if you're super versed in the lore and really enjoy diving deep into it, I put in a lot of work to research this start, who our character is, the traits we've picked. I want things to be as lore friendly as possible, and I really want to dive deeper into the lore as much as I can throughout this run. So if you are a designated lore master, please have your voice be heard in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this idea, any ways to make it better, ways to spice it up, let me know. I would guess that quite a few of you have played either Skyrim or Oblivion. Those are stories that do take place inside of Tamriel, but it's important to note that this story takes place thousands of years earlier, during the Second Era. This is long before the Septim Empire and the events of the games. Cyrodiil is fractured, the Ayleids are thought extinct, and the White Gold Tower stands as a fading monument to a fallen age. Episode 1, which will follow this video, will open with a full cinematic intro to set the tone. As always, we'll talk about the stakes there, we'll give a bit of context, but this episode is going to be a bit more casual, a chance to explain the lore, the setup, and the choices behind our character. So let's start with what our actual goal is for this series, and then we'll work backwards from there with the parts of the lore we need to understand in order for our goal to make sense. But ultimately, our main goal in this series is to bring the Ayleids back from the brink of oblivion. We'll start small, a forgotten baron in the jungles of Cyrodiil, and through war, diplomacy, and faith, we'll try to rebuild the lost civilization of light that once ruled from White Gold Tower. Now, I've been saying Ayleids a lot. Who exactly were the Ayleids? Long before there was an empire of men, Cyrodiil belonged to the Ayleids, the Heartland High Elves. They built magnificent cities of white stone and light crystal, powered by magicka and faith. They worshipped both the Aedra and the Daedra, but their greatest patron was Meridia, the Lady of Light, guardian of purity and order. But that light dimmed. Over centuries, pride turned to cruelty. Some Ayleid kings enslaved men, and their civilizations rotted from within. Humanity rose in rebellion under Saint Alessia, and the Ayleid Empire fell. The White Gold Tower was taken, their faith was outlawed, and their people scattered. By the Second Era, the Ayleids aren't truly gone, but they're no longer the rulers of Cyrodiil. Their towers are ruins, their language a whisper, and their bloodlines hidden in the jungles and hills. What remains are fragments and memories. So that's who the Ayleids are, but what is the state of the world in 2E440, which is our starting timestamp? The Akaviri potentate still holds the imperial city, but its power is fading. The empire is splintering. Nobles squabble, mercenaries rule the roads, and ancient cults stir in the shadows. It's an age of decay, but also of opportunity. For most, it's the end of an era, but for one forgotten bloodline, it's the perfect time to begin again. This is Baron Meranir Varionel, a ruler of Bloodrun in the Nibene Basin, a small, unremarkable domain on the map. But beneath that title lies something far older, the last spark of an ancient flame. Meranir is a Mathmeldi Ayleid by culture, part of a secret enclave that survived the Alessian purges by retreating deep into the jungle. Publicly, Meranir is a Nibonese noble, following their religion and their ways. Privately, however, Meranir is the heir to one of the few remaining Ayleid bloodlines that still honors Meridia, the Lady of Light. Meranir was born under the sign of the Mage, marking him as naturally attuned to magicka. He's a scholar, calm, methodical, and deeply curious, but also ambitious and zealous, driven by purpose. His arrogance isn't vanity, it's conviction. He believes the Ayleids weren't destroyed, only forgotten. Meranir is also attuned to the flow of magic, as well as being a strategist by training. On top of that, given the fact that he is an Ayleid, he also has a much increased lifespan. Gameplay wise, this generally means that we have debuffs across the board, but we live for about 200 years. Meranir even looks like a remnant of the old world. Golden skin, silver blonde hair with a warm glint, and eyes that seem lit from within. He's young, only 21, but carries himself with the weight of something ancient. His dynasty, Varionel, means light renewed in the old tongue. The crest, a golden sun rising over blue, represents dawn over the ruins of the past. It's not just a banner of conquest, but of restoration. It's important to note that while there are very few Ayleids and our goal is to restore the Ayleid Empire, we are not the only Ayleid alive at this time. One of them is Aran Angermere of Hectoran, a Methmeldi lord deep in the Nibene jungles. His people withdrew centuries ago, content to guard the remnants of their ancestors. They still call themselves Ayleid, but theirs is a culture of survival, not ambition. They tend the stones and the stories, but not the light that once made their empire shine. Meranir's path is different. He doesn't wish to preserve what was. He wishes to restore what should be. Where others keep the embers alive, he seeks to fan them into flame. So that is where our story begins. The empire is crumbling, the faith of men falters, and deep in the Nibene jungles, one young Ayleid lord dares to believe the light of Meridia can return. Our first steps will be small: survival, rebuilding, and uniting the scattered remnants of our people. From there, we'll see whether the Ayleid flame can truly rise again, or if the shadows of history will swallow it for good. I have done a lot of research to make sure this setup fits properly within Elder Scrolls lore, but in truth, I'm not an expert. So if you have any more suggestions for how to make this story even more authentic, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your insights and maybe even weave them into the series. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, it helps this channel out a ton. If this video is received well, I'll probably start to do episode zeros ahead of all future series on this channel. As always, a massive shout out to all of our channel members helping to support this channel, and a very special shout out to our Emperor's Hands tier in Faustbread and Kenny IDFK. Have a great day, and I will see you all in the next video.